Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Michael Pay, I'm the CTO of Concept Searching, and today we're going to look at concept searching support for SharePoint across multiple environments. Concept searching solutions can be used to process documents in all SharePoint environments from SharePoint 2007 onwards. Today we will be demonstrating support in SharePoint 2010, 2013 and 2016, as well as our support for the Office 365 platform. Our auto-classification and taxonomy workflow solutions work across all of these environments. And for customers operating in a hybrid space, we can also support scenarios where you need to manage term sets across both your on-premise servers and your online servers. To begin, let's take a look at the end user experience. How does the end user perceive auto-classification in action? Here we have a fairly typical SharePoint 2010 document library with a couple of managed metadata columns. As you can see, tags have been applied to those managed metadata columns throughout the document library. Concept searching achieves these highly accurate classification results by performing an analysis of the document content and comparing the vocabulary within each document by a set of classification rules. We can see if we go across to the SharePoint 2013 and then subsequently our 2016 environments that on premises we see very much the exact same behaviour. And if we move up to Office 365, it's again a very similar set of behaviour here. In this particular library we have 3 managed metadata columns being auto-classified by concept searching. What's of more importance to the end user though, is how the auto-classification occurs and writes the metadata to those documents as documents are moved into SharePoint. To begin with, we're going to look at the bulk upload scenario, as a user pushes multiple documents into SharePoint in one go. What's important here is that concept searching won't perform classification on the fly, which obviously could take a lot of time depending on how many documents are uploaded. What we will do, however, is notify the concept searching server of those new documents to ensure that tags are applied efficiently and accurately within a minute or so. While we're waiting for those tags to apply, I'm going to demonstrate the single document upload functionality that a user would see. When I select this particular document and upload it, concept searching will amend the edit form to identify to the end user which fields are auto-classifiable, which we can see here, and it will automatically tag the document on the fly. This occurs by sending the document to the concept searching server and on the fly classifying it and sending the classifications back to SharePoint to display. While we've been waiting for that to occur, we can see that classifications have been applied to the remainder of the documents. That's just how quick and easy it is to get classifications to apply within SharePoint. From the end user perspective, it's almost like magic. It's very simple and very little training needs to be rolled out across the corporation to get these kind of classification results. With concept searching, the applied metadata resides in the SharePoint term store. But not only does the structure of the tags exist here, but also the classification rules used to apply those tags to a document. These are stored as custom properties on the terms within the term set. This is important to ensure that when a system administrator takes a backup of the SharePoint environment, they also take a backup of the concept searching classification configuration. We can see here in the custom properties the rules that are being used to apply this particular tag. Importantly, unlike other solutions on the market, we treat the data in the term store as the master copy and do not replicate or copy the term set data. But, of course, it's not particularly convenient to edit the classification rules within the term store. So for this we provide a product called Taxonomy Manager. Taxonomy Manager is an advanced taxonomy management interface which provides a wealth of tools to allow for the creation of rules efficiently, easily and accurately. On the main form we can see the rules that have been created. In most cases, this is a set of vocabulary that allows us to recognise when a document is about a particular topic, and we can see a correlation here between the rules that we saw in the custom properties and the rules that are displayed on this particular form. The creation of these rules can be automated based on an analysis of an organisation's documents, either through a predefined training set or by utilising the integrated search engine to identify suitable documents. We can also get instant feedback when tuning these rules to validate the impact of your changes. If you'd like to see more information on these features, then please watch one of our other webinars which focuses on demonstrating these advanced features within Taxonomy Manager. For the remainder of the session, I'm going to focus on our integration with Onedrive, in particular, how the content can be tagged and subsequently monitored with our Taxonomy Workflow product. A key use case for this is the identification of sensitive content which needs to be tracked or acted upon in some way. In this particular library, we can see custom metadata fields tagged with appropriate classifications. This not only improves the findability of documents within search, but also this can be used by Taxonomy Workflow to enforce corporate policies. This provides us with the ability to perform a specific action if and when a document matches a specific criteria. It's this functionality that I will demonstrate in the final section of this webinar. Moving across back to Taxonomy Manager, we have a simple taxonomy that contains a PII section, or as it's otherwise known, personally identifiable information. Within the PII section, we have a number of terms that are examples of personally identifiable information, such as bank account numbers, credit cards, home addresses, so on and so forth. In this particular case, you can see regular expression patterns to search for the Visa credit card number format. Firstly, without hyphens, and then with hyphens. Moving across to Taxonomy Workflow, we'll see how we can use those classification rules to enforce corporate policy. This is a workflow rule that is based on the PII term. So there are two key sections to be aware of. The first is the taxonomy condition. This is what we're checking and why we would run the rule. So in this particular occasion, we're looking for documents that have been tagged with the PII term. And if that PII term is tagged, so the condition is met, which actions we are going to perform are displayed below. In this particular case, we're going to perform the migration and send an email alert. So what I'm going to do is kick off a reclassify action on my particular OneDrive personal site. That will then enforce that corporate policy. While we're waiting for that to process, I would like to describe the different OneDrive actions that we could perform, or indeed across any SharePoint environment. We have these migration and we have email alerts. We also have the ability to change content types, move documents within the SharePoint site, and also update metadata fields of any type, whether they be text, integer, lookup, anything at all. It's also possible within the concept searching Taxonomy Workflow product to create your own custom actions, which are then run when the taxonomy condition is met. This allows you a virtually limitless ability to perform actions on your SharePoint content. Moving back across to the SharePoint environment, we can see that a new folder is being created entitled MikeP. This is where the content that Taxonomy Workflow has identified will be moved to. And it's because I selected an option to maintain the source folder structure that it's created it with this particular folder name. This is of particular importance if we're monitoring thousands of personal sites to separate out the identified content. If we drill down through the folders, we can see that several documents have been moved to the destination, and importantly, have been moved with a level of intelligence. Taxonomy Workflow will maintain as much metadata as possible. We can see the original modified by date on the item, and where possible, it will maintain the same created by and modified by user information, assuming that the user exists in both the source and the destination. We can also see that the document has been automatically tagged against the term sets in the destination SharePoint environment, as well as having the identified PII information extracted and pushed into the destination property, we can see with the Visa number here. That marks the end of the webinar today. What we've seen here is the ability to easily tag content across a number of iterations of SharePoint, and specifically concept searching's integration with OneDrive, which is of use for those companies concerned with monitoring the content that is being shared by their end users. We've shown how classifications can be applied to documents and how Taxonomy Workflow can be used to perform actions as a result of those classifications. We've also seen that this processing completes very quickly, almost real time. As an addendum to this, it's worth mentioning that in hybrid configurations, concept searching provides a method of synchronizing the terms and their rules across SharePoint environments. If you'd like any more information on the products that we provide, please see our other demos on demand on our website in the resources area. Thank you for watching this short webinar today. For more information on this and all of our products, please visit our website at www.conceptsearching.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.